Hey guys, this is Anastasia Atomfire again. I just did a video on the moon phases for the YouTube Pagan Challenge, and the sun is gorgeous today. It's beaming down on me. I finally figured out how to block it so it's not so distracting on my face. But the energy from it is just so exhilarating and just in your face. So I thought now would be the perfect time to do the next video for YouTube Pagan Challenge, which is all about the sun and what it means to me. The sun for me is the counterpoint or counterbalance to the moon. So the moon is all about feminine energy. It is the goddess. She is about magic, intuition, mystery, connection to the spirit realms, connection to the other worlds, really. She nourishes our spiritual selves. The sun, being her counterpart, is all about masculine energy. He is the god, and he is about logic and reasoning, and kind of this life experience. It's about the physical realm. It's about what you do in the here and now. I tend to think that the moon works a lot with your past and your future, but the sun is the here and now type of a thing. The god, or the sun, nourishes our physical beings in this life experience. That's kind of how I view it in a very basic way. I'm going to get into more personal experiences here, because I think that's where the interesting stuff is. I think a lot of the correspondences and a lot of the, traditionally this is what is taught. We can go out on Google and figure that out. Let's hear about each other's experiences. Let's share that. Let's get in. So the sun, for me, when I first kind of rediscovered my path and got back on track, so to speak, I wasn't really a fan of the sun. I wasn't really into the whole masculine energy. I wasn't really into the god. And I think that's true of a lot of paganistic views. A lot of pagans find paganism in a way, or come to paganism in a way, because I don't want to stereotype or generalize, but a lot of people that I've heard, I should say, are attracted to paganism because it is goddess worship. It is, there is that balance. Our society is so patriarchal, and don't get me wrong, I love men. I'm all about them. I'm good with that. But I think women do get passed over and do get overlooked, and historically and definitely in many religions, in Christianity, I can't speak for many religions because I haven't studied a ton of them, that aren't pagans, paganistic. Sorry. But definitely in Christianity, a lot of women get a bad rap. And paganism, they're honored, they're worshipped, they're beautiful. We're empowered when we become pagan, in a way. Whereas in Christianity, when I was a Christian, so I can speak about my personal experience there. Not an expert, but from my experience, I felt really degraded and really let down in the Christian faith. And in paganism, it was empowering. So when I came to paganism, officially, I don't know how exactly to title that or categorize it, when I finally accepted that I was a pagan and embraced it, as opposed to, oh crap, what does this mean? My focus was not on the god. It was not on the sun. In fact, the sun, as far as an energy source, was really not a thing for me. I really didn't like that. In the church I had attended and such, the sun, S-U-N, was a huge image for the sun in Christianity, S-O-N. So my brain had kind of been warped to, if I'm talking about the power of the sun, I'm talking about Jesus. And don't get me wrong, I'm good with Jesus. I really am into what he taught. I am very much behind what he said. I just struggle with other things, and I'm not going to get into that because that's another video entirely. But Christianity works for some. It didn't work for me. Let's just leave it at that. And a lot of the imagery that was used by the Christian church that I went to, and a lot of other Christian bases, are paganistic in our they're pagan symbols, and they've been taken by Christianity and converted to Christian symbols, and the sun was one of them. So the sun and I we weren't a thing. Then Cernunnos came. Cernunnos is my patron god. When I was looking for my goddess, because I'd worked with the abstract for quite some time, and I was like, I want to be able to call her by name. I'm ready for this step. Who is my goddess? I'm going to meditate. I'm going to read. I'm going to research. I did everything. And nothing came. And then Cernunnos came. And I was really thrown by that. And I know I've said that in other videos too. Because, again, I went to this Christian idea of what a god was. And then Cernunnos was here. I'm like, oh, dude, that was not what I expected. It was not what I wanted. But he is, for me, very nurturing, very empowering, very, very passionate, very stimulating, and just, I can't put into words what my relationship has meant with my deities, and Cernunnos especially being the first deity to come to me, and really showing me what a true God is. Not propaganda that's kind of been forced down my throat, but an actual caring and loving God, which was what I was looking for in Christianity, and I personally didn't find it. Other people did, that's great. But Cernunnos really showed me that you can have a masculine energy in your life and resonate with it and be empowered by it and be supported by it and be loved by it. And it's awesome. And at that point, my viewing of the sun really changed, because at that point, the sun had always kind of been oppressive. It always had been kind of harsh. I like cold as opposed to heat. So summertime, oh my gosh, not happy. I prefer night to day. I don't like the sun in my face. I don't like it in my eyes. It's never been my friend. And then because I started understanding it more and more, I think it was not so much, part of it was learning more about masculine energy and embracing it from my working with Cernunnos, but also just learning more, going down my path more. Suddenly my opinions of the sun started changing. Instead of looking at the negative aspects of the sun, like, oh my gosh, it is a hot summer day and that sun is out again and it's really bugging me. Instead, I focus on, oh my gosh, there is heat, there is warmth. And, I am going to appreciate the crap out of that, because come December next year, or this year, I should say, it is going to be below zero, blizzard, and the sun will be nowhere to be found. And living in Minnesota, that is another aspect of the sun that I absolutely adore. Wintertime in Minnesota, 9 times out of 10, this last winter wasn't too bad, but usually bitter cold, blizzard. It is awful. It is so hard and harsh and bitter, just trying to get through that sucker. And having a day when the sun is out is like nothing else I can tell you. When you are in the middle of below zero weather, below even more zero wind chill coming at you, but the sun is out and you feel that warmth and you feel that that heat, and it just makes you think, we only have a few more months of this. And then it will be spring, and then it will be summer, and then it will be autumn, and it'll be wonderful again. Spring and autumn, really, especially autumn, obviously. I love autumn. The sun is just amazing during spring and autumn. The autumn and the sun are just amazing and perfect, because you have it illuminating all those beautiful fall leaves in Minnesota. You have these vibrant colors, and the sun just sets them on fire, and it's just, ooh, I just love it. But those are the things that kind of started changing for me. Like, I started noticing the beauty that the sun gives more. I started realizing, wow, without the sun, we'd totally be screwed. There'd be no food, there'd be no warmth, there would be no life. It would be done. And same thing with the energy that it gives. Because I do feel that it energizes. There are days when I am walking to work and I am dead. And the sun will come out, or the sun will hit me, and I'll just have that brief moment of just asking, oh, okay, please energize me, please motivate me, please give me some sort of productivity and work within me to find a more positive frame of mind, because right now I am dying. And it is a power source, and it is something that you can harness and bring into yourself and just raise everything up, elevate everything within you with its energy. And I love that. I love that idea, and I love that aspect. The sun for me has become just such a blessing, and it started off being me rebelling against it and everything I thought it stood for, but the reality is I just needed to change my perspective. I needed to, and not even change my perspective per se, I needed to come to a fuller understanding of what it is to me. Not to say anyone else will have these feelings about the sun, but for me, I do greatly associate it with my patron god, even though he is not a sun god. Granunos has nothing to do with the sun. But when I see the sun for the first time in the morning, I do say, good morning, Granunos. And it does connect me to him. And it also connects me to myself, because through my embracing of the God energy that the sun produces, for me, in my opinion, I really have accepted a lot of my own personality, because a lot of my personality is totally masculine. I still very much, I'm sorry, my phone's going all over the place. I still very much associate, or identify is the right word. I very much identify as feminine. I do, but I am very masculine in my approach to things. I logic everything out to a fault. A lot of my spiritual awakening moments take twice as long to get to me because I logic it out. It drives my friends crazy. I can hear my friend Brandon, well, sweetie, that's because you don't use your intuition, because you reason it all out. And my friend Elizabeth Crystalhawk, you of course this goddess isn't coming, waited till now to come to you, because if she would have come to you at first, you would have said, nope, just my imagination, or nope, it's just wishful thinking. And that's true. I logic everything out. I'm very much more the disciplinarian when it comes to raising my daughter. Everyone else is like Santa Claus to her, and I'm like, okay, but she knows mama means business. And it's okay. But yeah, I'm very much, and I think I think a lot of people have a lot of masculine traits, and sometimes you don't want to embrace that or encourage. Sometimes I feel like those are less embraced, because sometimes they are harsher. Sometimes they are more brutal. Sometimes they're more restrictive. But I've also found with working with the sun and its energy that a lot of great shadow work can come from the sun, because using it as far as imagery goes, the moon doesn't cast a shadow. Or at least not with me. I've never had a shadow cast because of the moon. The sun constantly casts a shadow. And it is a constant reminder to me that things that I look at myself and go, oh, I wish I wasn't like this. Oh, I wish I wasn't like this. It is that frying pan over the head again of, well, then change it. Well, why are you like this? Well, focus on this. Just use this energy to do something with this. And there have been many times where I've just been out for a walk and something hits me and I go, oh, I hate that I do this. I hate that I'm here. And I'll look and I'll see my shadow. And it instantly jolts me into that frame of mind of, okay, well, if I don't like this, then what are we going to do about it? So yeah, this is turning into a rambly video, and I apologize for that. It's just, I'm going to leave with this. The sun for me, what it means to me can be perfectly summed up in my last summer solstice experience. On Litha Eve, or summer solstice eve, my friend Elizabeth Crystal Hawk and I went to a local place, Stouts Pub, and decided we were going to have dinner. And we were going to sit out on the patio and watch the sunset and have a drink and drink down the sun. And we sat there, and there was a moment where we just sat, and the sun was hot on us, but there was enough of a breeze going because it was setting where you were still somewhat cool. And we just sat there and embraced the warmth and the heat of the sun. And we said a little prayer as it set, honoring it on its descent before it reached its zenith on summer solstice. But that for me is what the sun is about. It's about just enjoying this life experience. It gives us food. It gives us warmth. It gives us, scientifically, it gives us so much energy, warmth, food, sustenance, life. And if we look at it in a spiritual way, it gives us that plus so much more. All those things take on double meanings when you look at it in a spiritual way. Like, yes, you give us warmth, both physically and spiritually. You give us sustenance, both physically and spiritually. Perhaps not as much as the moon, because that, goddess is all about that. But I mean, and I don't mean to degrade it, because if you really meditate on the sun and you really meditate on the god, it's a balance. One's not better than the other. They work perfectly together. You need one with the other. And early in my spiritual path, I really didn't embrace the sun. And now I can't imagine my practice without it. So, yeah. Sorry this went a bit rambly. I hope it made sense. And as always, I hope you guys are great. Thanks. Bye.